Good morning, guys. I'm just finishing up my cup of coffee, doing a little internet surfing, and I got the Power Stroke warmed up. The nicest thing about that truck is the automatic start. I've never had that before. Just on these cold, kind of brisk mornings, it's nice to get that old diesel engine warming up. Here we go. Let's get out here this morning. It's gonna be a good one. I gotta tell you about what we're doing. So what today is, this is the equipment we still got. We got the grapple, the mulcher. If you guys missed last episode, I kind of went through what my business idea is, what I plan to do, how I plan to kind of expand it. And right now we're pretty much starting off with forestry, mulching, and property clearing. Right now I want to eventually get into bigger and better stuff. Right now it's kind of just taking some really trashy property for fairly cheap, in my opinion, for how much it costs me to run this thing and these teeth wear down and stuff. I think I'm a pretty cheap service right now. I'm starting off with low prices, and then we're gonna take that property and just clean it up, and you still have to maintain it after that, but it's pretty much just getting the junk out of the way so people can at least get on their property and start using it. She's warmed up, ready to go. I've been doing a bunch of Facebook advertising, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, a bunch of stuff like that, and it's been panning out. I already got 3 calls in 2 days now, and one of them fell through. One I'm kind of still pending. Still, guys, I gave him my numbers, gave him my quote. I went and looked at it. He's talking it over with his wife, so hopefully the wife kind of persuades him to do it. But we're getting going early this morning. The sun's popping up, the clouds are clearing. It's gonna be a good one. But this is our first job from my marketing and my Facebook Marketplace, so it's super duper close to us, about a 10-minute drive, which is nice, really nice. And it's gonna be a full day. What, it's 7 o'clock. It's gonna be a full day job, and if he likes what I do and I do a good job, there's a lot more work on his property. It's an old abandoned horse farm shed slash farm. I'll show you guys once we get there. It's kind of interesting, and it's a perfect job in my opinion. It does have some hardwood, some pines. I don't think there's any oak, which is good. I think we have some small birch trees and just a lot of brush overgrowth and just kind of low-lying stuff. All right, here I think his property starts right here. Yeah, right about here. So that's his house, and there's more. The bad part is the farm back there, but I told him I was new, told him I would like to prove myself first. So he owns these farm fields. I'm gonna pull off right here, so one, I can walk it one more time. I kind of forget I was here 2 days ago. So that's his house over there, so you can kind of see it through the trees and stuff. Those trees are pretty nice, but that's his house. He owns all this. I think I'm pretty sure he owns this field, but this is what we're working with. You can kind of see there's some rock, there's some gravel right here. There used to be a pretty wide driveway. You can still see some rock. See, it's just overgrowth. There's kind of trash, junky stuff. You know, we got bushes, we got overgrowth, some down logs, dead debris, and then yeah, we got to be careful. We got tires, rims. This is it. I want to get the drone up and show you guys kind of actually what we're working with. Okay, he's got more junk back here. Yeah, this is why I walk the property, because if I come in here with a mulcher, and it's not too bad in some spots where the rocks are. This used to be a really nice driveway, he said, and he's surprised that it's been like 10 years. His grandpa passed away, and he just hasn't had the time to keep up with it. So that's where I come in. Here's the barn back here. He says he can't get into it. Obviously, he can't get into it. There's a lot of smaller saplings, but then there's bigger ones too. I mean, those are probably 6 inches. Some of these are pretty, like those are really small saplings. But that's kind of what we're working with, guys. We do have some big trees. We're probably that's pretty big. I could mulch it. That's gonna be a tough mulch. There's another big pine, and they're pretty hard wood. So harder the wood, the tougher. The terrain is not bad at all. It's not hilly. It's what we're pretty much doing is clearing a driveway so they can access it. So it's a perfect beginner job for me. I don't think I'm over my head. Here's where we'll start, and then we'll go all the way through. I mean, it's kind of like a Y driveway where there's 2 entry points, exit points, whatever you want to call it, and then to the barn. So that's the job today. This is gonna be part 1. So I know I need to stop talking, but I just want to say this will probably take me a full day. And then he's got an abandoned actual like farm where there's machine sheds, more stuff back there that needs cleared. So enough jibber jabber. Let's get at her, and we're gonna get running here. She's all warmed up, ready to go, full fuel. We're gonna detach the mulching, the disc mulcher. Then we're gonna get the grapple. I think there's a few pretty big pines that were bigger than a foot in diameter. Don't like to mess with those, especially with the disc mulcher. It's not as powerful as other ones. So I brought my big saw. We can always kind of clean it up manually. It's not too big a deal. Sometimes I get a little too spoiled in this Kubota. I like to sit in here. You know, I got the AC going if it's warm. I got the heater if it's cold. Here, we'll just get this off the trailer and get this so if I ever need it, I can easily access it. All right, let's get to work. These are these are just about just under what I would mulch. So if they're any bigger, I probably wouldn't take them. with the disc mulcher. There we go. Get that stump. Dang, man, the teeth are nice and sharp. All right, we ate that stump pretty good. Maybe pine isn't as hard as what I always kind of thought it was. There we go. Keep mulching. These are there we go. Get the ends nice and neat. There we go. It's pretty small on the end, but down here it gets pretty thick. Come on, come on. There we go. We got her all cleaned up. Not too bad, not too bad. That was pretty good. If every tree would go like that, I would be in and out here in a jiffy. But it's pretty big property, and I'm excited to kind of grow my relationship with this customer, because he has a lot more properties. If I can kind of just keep especially when I expand my business, he says he's got a lot of land, so I think he has a lot of property. He eventually wants to become a farmer. He said his grandpa passed away and he just cash rents everything, so everybody else farms it for him, which, like, I totally understand that, and he has a different job. But I don't know, man. If he needs me to clear it out, I'd love to. Here's another tree right here. Gosh, these are good. We're eating them right up. Here we go. Make the cut. Push, push, push. It's working pretty good. That one's a bit bigger, I would say, but not too bad. I don't know. Like, a lot of times, a lot of people say, like, go after the smaller stuff. Go after, like, the overgrowth, the small debris. But personally, I like to go after the big stuff and then the small stuff, just so I can kind of, I don't know, it makes me feel like I accomplished more if I go after the big stuff first. But enjoy the time lapse, guys, and we're going to get to work. All right, so we're about 30-40 minutes in. I should probably take out this pretty good sized pine. Oh, watch for the dump truck coming by, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. I'm liking the way it looks, and we got a bunch of stumps down to ground level. I kind of even dug them deeper. I got to be careful with the rocks though, because this used to be a gravel driveway. You can still kind of see it, but I just don't want to wear away those teeth any faster than I have to, because they're expensive. They're like $1,500 to change, and they go out about every 150 hours. So I don't want to have to change them any quicker than I have to. But I think it's looking good so far. I'll probably get the grapple and just kind of grab these tires, move them out of the way. The landowner said not a big deal, just get them out of the way so I can pull through. So looks like there's some more tires up there. So I'm gonna get back to work, and I'll check in with you guys in probably like another 30 minutes. And this thing, it's working a lot better than I thought. Here, I'll show you guys how we take. I noticed, like, at first I was starting pretty low, but it's way faster if I cut here like pretty high. I don't want to go too high, like tip or anything, or you still got to push the tree away from you, and I go up and down. This is way better, because if you just like fell the tree and it falls forward, it's kind of hard to mulch, and I risk like just destroying my teeth too on any rocks. So if I can mulch it in the air, it's way better. There we go. Watch this. It just eats it. Oh, that's sick. There we go. Come on, come on. And it's fun too. It's super satisfying to just slowly lower and just eat it away. There we go. Okay, stump's good. And then we don't have that much on the ground, so honestly the ground's the hardest to do once a tree falls, because I'm kind of like back dragging, and I'm worrying that I'm like going too deep into the ground and like destroying something. There we go. Clean as a whistle. Now let's go knock out some more. We got some big birches. I'm gonna probably leave those. We'll get up in here, so I'll check back in with you guys once we get some work done. All right, so it's a little past lunchtime. I'm not taking any breaks on this job. I said I was gonna do the best I can, and I'm pretty excited too. It's going a lot better than I ever thought. So I'm not gonna take a lunch break, because typically once you take a break, then it's all of a sudden 1, 2 o'clock. Then things are like, whoa, where did time go? And I said I would get it done today, so that's what I'm doing. We're almost to the barn, which I'm really happy about, so we'll be able to get access. I doubt if this door even... Okay, how am I going to chop this one down? I'm probably going to come from the side. All right, this terrain is a little sketchy. It does drop off pretty quick, so let's spin her here. All right, there we go. Make the cut. Come on, come on. Nice. All right, I haven't had a tree fall back on me yet. I guess I had a little one kind of like a dead branch, but it didn't count, and it was so small. But like a formal live tree, I haven't ever had it fall back on me. And then those piles where you saw like a lot of dead wood piled up, those were, but I should have got those on camera, because when I hit those, it was like turning it into dust, because it was just so dry, so dead, so like rotted, and it just turned it into like particles. So that was a lot of fun. This is what we gotten done so far. That is clean. You can get some rock in here. I'm gonna take you out these 3, 4, 5 maybe smaller trees, and then the barn is clear, and we're gonna start working our way back over. He's got some trash. I'm probably not gonna mess with that too much. I kind of told him, man, I'm not a garbage man, but I'll put the grapple on and at least push it out of the way so he can deal with it some other time. All right, I'm gonna try this big tree. Probably a little overkill, or I'm not overkill. Like, this tree is just overpowered. Probably overpowered my mulcher, but it's actually eating it not too bad. There we go. Keep going, keep going. All right, now time for the hard part. There we go. Just keep grinding. I find it easy to just go as far as you can, and once the tree gets really small, I like to actually drive over it, like once it fits underneath the skid loader, and then backdragging, because backdragging just seems like it's way more consistent, and it's just honestly easier in my opinion. There we go. Little by little, almost should be able to drive over it. Not yet. There we go. Drive back. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Gosh, I love the Kubota. It's the few upgrades I made to it just to make sure it was like forestry ready, and I had to install bulletproof glass, and then I said yesterday that I installed a cooling an extra like cooling unit for the hydraulics, because those can overheat, especially on hot days or running it for a really long period of time. And it's yeah, just it costs like $500 to add that. It was $600 I think for the windshield and installation and everything, so I thought it wasn't a bad price to pay. Especially I'd much rather pay $600 for a windshield than lose an eye or something. So there we go. Nice and easy. Eat this sucker up. All right, I'm gonna put my nose down, and we're gonna finish this before I talk to you guys next. Hopefully I can get to the road before I gotta pull the camera back out. All right, guys, here it is. She's done. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. Ran through a tank and a half of this girl. It's 4 o'clock, 4:30. So we started around, probably by the time we got going, it's probably closer to 8. But this looks great. This looks amazing. Way cleaner. You can actually see the barn. So it must have been an old horse barn. Now that I look around at it, and it hasn't been used in some time. I tried opening that door. It wasn't going anywhere. So there we go. Very clean. I think that's where like the horses were going from the back, maybe the top. I don't know. I'm not a big horse guy, but the other farm is over there. You can kind of see some roofs. It's really overgrown as well. So if the property owner liked what I did today, I think he said that I can get the next one. So I'm just gonna pull my truck in here so we don't have to cross the road, and I'll have plenty of space. Here we go. Let's get her fired up here. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump across the road. Can't forget my grapple bucket. That would not be good if I forgot that, and I would be really upset. There we go. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty smooth too. I could have done some light grading with a bucket. I can always come back and do that too, but I'm only getting paid for forestry mulching. So that is what we did here today. I'm just gonna, you know, I always like to put the grapple in the front for some reason. It just fits good, and it's a bit more wide than the mulcher, and then I just keep the mulcher attached. So there we go. That's just kind of how I like it done, I guess you could say. Perfect. That looks good. And then we'll reattach, drive up, and the old tilt deck. It's so nice. I haven't had a tilt deck trailer like this, and I've rented a few, but I haven't actually had one, and it is it's super nice. The only other thing I could have gotten for like an upgrade or something that I was like kind of looking at was a hydraulic jack. So you know how there's a crank on the jack to the jack stand. So say you're unhooking your trailer from your truck, you got to crank the jack up so that it's no longer like on the hitch of the truck. Well, they make hydraulic ones where you just press a button and it lifts it for you. So those, I was thinking about it. I was really thinking about it, but I gotta crank it. It's no big deal. The crank's over here. But yeah, I've seen guys where they just press a button right there, they both shoot down, and it's it took them like 3 seconds. Crazy. But I did get the toolbox here so I can keep my chains, my binders, and everything. So we'll get her strapped down, and then I have a short drive back. So there we go. She's all strapped down just how I like it, and we'll get going. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, this is part 1. Next episode, next time we come out, if hopefully we can get this guy's the big farm over there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you all in the next one.